whatever time of day it is you happen to be listening. This is the P&A Podcast Express coming to you live from the world famous Palm Street Studios located in downtown Deckerville. Phil's taking pictures. I'm Adam. We've got JTK with us. We've got special guest Brian with us tonight. Brian, how's it going?
It's going. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for being here. It's going to be a rousing show. We don't know what we're going to talk about or who we're going to talk about, but I have some ideas. I have some ideas.
It couldn't possibly be anything we talked about earlier today, was it?
The Who
highly doubt it.
The Who is the part that'll get us in trouble.
Yeah, well. Is there a way we can be very
thinly veiled here? I don't think there's a
Yeah.
way to do that.
non-descriptive, very vague? No, probably not. It's either go all in or not even talk about it.
So
All right, let's
we
not
could
talk
use
about
an
it.
alias.
They call me Tater Salad.
Ernie Furry?
Spetty Murray.
No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
Oh, we're not?
We're not going to do that. Not today, Satan.
I guess I'm just tired of being jerked around in a lot of things in my life. I'm not going to specify which exactly, but just in a lot of aspects. You know?
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
One in particular today that
Yeah,
seemed
one in
to hit
particular
you.
really set me off. But, not even that. Just, work really set me off, too, in the last, 5 days. So, so open to interpretation.
Work will do that.
They're jerking you off, too?
No, jerking me around.
Oh.
Not off. If it was off, I wouldn't be complaining.
Right?
Because at least it'd be a happy ending.
Well, unless they're bad at
You
it.
get screwed.
Well,
one
that could be
way or
bad.
another.
You're right.
It's a lot of calluses. I can't pretend that's a woman.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Dear God, man, what was that?
It's really hard to get off to the smell of Old Spice.
Jesus.
I have a bottle of that downstairs still from
Oh,
my
good
grandfather. And I tell
The
Silent-
original stuff?
Yes, the original
Yeah.
from back in the 70s.
Yep.
Nice.
And I tell Silent N I'm going to wear it someday. And she says, I will break up with you if you walk around
Whoa.
sporting the Old Spice.
Like the tan bottle, with the little opening.
It's the white, kind of ivory bottle with the little...
The glass
Yeah.
bottle?
Yeah, little
the
gray,
metal.
it's
little
glass.
gray top, little
Okay.
gray topper with the little cork thing on it. Goes,
Yep.
It goes,
Yep.
when you open it, boing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then it just unleashes holy hell. One day I opened it because I'm like, I wonder how, does it smell as bad as I remember? And I opened it and my mom showed up 4 hours later. She's like, does it smell like Old Spice in here? And I just opened the fucking bottle.
That's
That's
all it
I
takes.
didn't put any on anything.
That is all it takes.
That smell will permeate and fill every crevice it can possibly find.
When I was a kid, I had a Home Alone moment because I thought it'd be cool to shave, so I shaved. And Dad had ice blue Aqua Velva sitting there.
Ah, yes.
Dear Lord. That stuff, I might as well have put straight lava on my face. Holy shit.
That stuff. And it burns.
Oh,
Like the ring of fire.
now I know how horrors feel. So, yeah.
That's like when you hear your beard trimmer going and your roommate's in the bathroom and he comes out and his beard hasn't been trimmed.
Oh.
Yeah, that's always an adventure
And it
too.
smells like Aqua Velva and he's teared up.
And he's walking with a kind of a weird kind of goose legging around the house.
Yeah,
Burned.
like a little penguin almost. What's going on over there?
That is not cooling.
That was quite the opposite.
What's the opposite of soothing? That's my
Oh,
balls
boy.
right now.
So I do got to say, I was DJing over the weekend.
Yeah, I want to hear about this.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
want to hear about
Yep.
this. Junior's going to have his perspective later, I'm sure. But
Well, I mean, it was a solid gig. It never got super busy. Well, it did a couple of times, but
did they have party buses or something? Or
I think they were just groups of people meandering. But there was a whole crew that stayed the entire night that we were there. So that was
I saw
cool.
the group that we talked to that one night from.
Yeah.
That one lady does have massive boobs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I did
And,
note that from the pictures.
And then there was a group that came over from the Hugo Bruco when they shut down the restaurant for the night. They came over
nice.
and hung out, and they were awesome. So we had a decent crew there the whole night. A lot of fun. And
Excuse me.
we had one group that came through and they were violently dancing, like
Like
bunch
mosh
of-
pitting?
Yeah, a bunch of idiots. I had to yell at one guy because he bumped into the speaker real hard, and I thought he was going to take it down. And I'm just like, don't bump into the speaker.
It's worth more than your life.
Don't touch
Well-
my drum set.
Yeah,
You touch my drum set?
I told him, I said, it's going to be tougher on me than it is you when I shove that thing up your ass.
Wait, whoa. So this is up in Parisville, right?
Yeah.
So what polka were you playing that you had a mosh pit?
Well, this was a younger group, so it was a new polka. I can't tell the difference between the new ones and the old ones.
It was reformed.
Yeah, this is one off our first album from back in the 60s, and you're like,
What?
huh?
Oh, you see.
It was a roll out the barrel remake.
This is a Roll Out the Barrel version 177. We found this is far superior to 176. Sounds a lot like 44, though. A little more up-tempo. Want to hear? Here goes.
I had to play this one time with a band. This was pretty horrific. Oh yeah.
Politics and foreign wars, all the weather, all the scores. That's the world news polka.
The World News Polka.
When
Whoa.
I was about much younger, and I was seeing a girl from Kindy, and
Sorry to hear that.
her dad was in a polka band, and
She,
they
the
needed
Princess Warrior.
they needed a
Warrior
fill in,
princess, yeah.
and of course, trying to make a good impression, I filled in, and then I broke up with her.
Yeah.
That was her.
Good for you, Adam.
You're like, yeah, I wouldn't have filled in with your father's band.
I'm like, well, I know what our wedding reception would be like, and I can't unsee that.
Everything else is great. The food, awesome. You Polish people do it up right. But
Prove me
that
r-
fucking music.
Well, hold on.
What?
I've been to Poland. They don't listen to polkas.
Aha.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I'm from Poland. Isn't that weird?
Isn't that the weird? Two things I cannot stand: those that are intolerant to other people's cultures, and the Dutch.
Both are
It just looks at him like,
reasonable.
wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
So yeah,
How about no, you crazy Dutch
Well,
bastard?
And I'm glad you figured out after dating just one person from Huron County that to never again.
yep, that was a trend I did not break.
You've identified the problem, and that's part of it right there.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think it only takes one. I mean, you date one, then you just never go back, literally. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you dated one, you kind of been in that bloodline.
Yeah, probably. I mean, everybody's related to each other up there.
That is
Yeah.
the number one thing I noticed when I moved back home after living away for years and years and years. I walked into a bar when I first moved back here, and I said, everybody here looks the same. Like, no, seriously.
There's
you
a
live,
reason for
when
that.
you live in like Seattle and Philadelphia and everything, you walk in bars, you see a lot. Everybody looks different. You find a little bit of something for everyone. But you walk into a bar here, and you're like, everybody looks the same.
Yeah.
And here on County, it's really bad,
Yeah.
Yeah, you think?
right?
Well, when I used to work at the bank up there, it was fantastic because you did not dare. I learned real fast.
You don't talk
You
bad
don't
about
dirty bitch
anybody.
anybody.
Talk
No,
bad.
No.
you don't
So-
dirty bitch anybody. I learned that in my jobs here working in factories too. Never dirty bitch anybody because next thing you know, they're like, that's my cousin. And she's good in bed. And you're like, whoa!
That's my third cousin.
I may just be her uncle, but I'm still her dad.
Jesus.
So anyway,
So yeah, I was working on some stuff, and I like started bitching about this one user because they didn't know what they were doing, and this one lady that's in the room while I'm kind of bitching just kind of storms out. I'm like, what's her problem? Oh, that's his aunt. I'm like, Jesus.
you should have said, what the fuck? Is she special needs too?
I should have, but
Well, I mean,
Hey, those are both my cousins.
let's be honest, because everybody, like the generation before us, had like 10 brothers and sisters apiece. So I mean, everybody's literally related to everybody.
yeah.
So like I said, you don't dare talk bad about anybody.
And when's the last time you talked to somebody in Huron County that they're like, yeah, I'm from the other side of the state?
They never
Doesn't-
leave.
No.
Well,
just
and if
stay up there and
they-
multiply.
But if they leave, they never come back.
Right, but they just stay up there
True.
and multiply.
So if they stay, yeah, okay, good point. And if they stay, they're gonna mate with somebody that they're closely related to, but far enough to where they're really not. If that makes any sense.
And if they're generational farmers, they're going to be like on the spectrum and like, yeah,
Oh, if
but
they're-
they're going to have very attractive wives.
If they're multi-generational farmers, they're gonna have arranged marriages with another multi-generational farmer. Fact.
And they're going to raise.
Prove me wrong.
And that's how we perpetuate.
Here's looking at you, JB. well, no. Okay, shit. All right, never mind.
Yay! The more you know.
The more you know. Come at me, bro. Prove me wrong.
I don't think he can. That's why he definitely went to another state to find a girlfriend, which kudos to him.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude.
Thanks for breaking the cycle there, JB.
Many people in Huron County are pissed at him about that too.
I mean, I'm gonna go throw out
It's true.
I'm gonna go throw out the gene pool in Monroe County for crying out loud. I mean, hey, why not?
You're spreading our... You're tainting our gene pool. It's as white as the driven snow. Now you're bringing foreigners into it.
Just
From
saying.
Milwaukee.
Fun fact: I never dated anybody from here, like in this area, or like in my adult life. Like, I just absolutely refuse to. Well, no, seriously, just like because like, oh yeah, because this person that probably slept with them, and it's like, okay, I'm good.
I dated a few whores so I could have lots of Eskimo brothers.
Right, that too.
It works really well.
That's awesome if you have a flat tire and you picked up when you've been drinking.
Build up my Eskimo brother network.
Yes.
That's a hell of a network.
Yeah, I do have a fuck of a network.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, after a while of doing the podcast, when Phil would be like, "Oh, that's my Eskimo brother," I'd be like, "Yeah." After a while, it's just like, I'll just assume. You don't have to tell
Well,
me.
when I first moved back here, it was a big deal for Dirty D to be my Eskimo brother because honestly, even me, I hadn't branched out a ton. But then, I kind of whored myself out
I
for
was
a
going
few
to say,
years.
then you got to whoring.
I did. I was definitely a whoring for a while there. And it was fun.
on
It was
ya.
So
fun
it
for a
was
bit.
bound to happen that you're gonna have an Eskimo brother or two.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it's not like I was trying to get with, women that were hard to get. I mean, I didn't have time for that. So,
That is true.
yeah.
There are wild oats to be spread, damn it.
That's right. You got it. But that was a nice phase.
Although some of his were quick oats.
Oh, yeah. Instant.
I was just gonna say that. Damn it, beat me to it.
There's a few that'll testify to that, but then I said, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. We'll see you.
Just watch out for the strawberries and cream variety.
Right.
Buh.
Bah. Those were fun years. That was about, I don't know,
So-
when the podcast started for a little bit there, the first maybe year or two of the podcast.
There you go.
Yeah.
And before that, before the girlfriend that I had just before we started the podcast. Figure what the hell.
Phil, how was up north?
Oh, it was good. It was good.
I didn't ask you that in the midst of all the shit show that was Saturday night.
Trying to think of unique things to report, but really nothing terribly crazy. I mean,
Okay.
I tried to spread some chaos, but everybody was having their Halloween parties, so my chaos just seemed normal to everybody compared to all the Halloween chaos. So it really didn't work out very well.
Well, when you got slashers and horrors out there. I mean, I went as the Great Pimpkin.
The Great Pimpkin, I saw that.
Yeah.
The only thing that worked for me is the one bar we were at. The bartender, somebody mentioned something, and they're like, "Well, where's your costume?" I'm like, "Oh, I'll bring it out later. It's my birthday suit." And they thought that was the greatest thing they'd ever heard. And I'm like, "That's like low-hanging fruit."
That's really scary.
That's
Right.
that's hilarious.
Then a group of ladies later, after I'd had a bunch of drink, "What are you wearing? Where's your costume?" I'm like, "What are you dressed up as? An old hag?" She didn't like that.
Oops.
Yeah, that would offend.
Yeah.
Did I offend?
We got out of there fairly early though on Saturday night. We were at the one bar we went to last year too, that Kenyon's Resort, that bar down on Sage Lake Bar or whatever it is. It was fine. Wasn't as busy as last year, wasn't as crazy. I didn't really have anything too crazy. Of course, the mood was really kind of because the Michigan State game was on, so like everybody was kind of watching that, including me, so kind of ruined the evening for everybody because even if
Well,
you're a
not
Michigan
for
fan,
Michigan fans,
well,
except
even if
for-
you're a Michigan fan, I think it kind of ruined the evening.
Well,
That was just a bad football game in general.
that was the epitome of bad football.
Yeah, that was painful.
Neither one of those teams deserved to win, but it's all good.
Oh, Michigan played a better game than Michigan State. I'll be
They
the first one
did.
to admit that.
They did. They did. They did.
You know, one thing I will give Michigan props on is they beat you guys without having a quarterback at all.
So I think that if you were to play that game 100 times and 50 on each field, it would probably be 50-50. The home team would win every time. I swear to God, I feel that way.
But see, I don't know about that because State just doesn't have that. Like, they don't have that big a margin, like to work with to give
don't
up
think
points
so?
like that. No,
Neither does Michigan, though.
but they emptied the cupboard out though for plays. I mean, my God, the halfback pass, a double reverse. I mean, they pulled
might
out
as
all the
well.
stops.
They don't have anything to play for anymore.
Yeah, well, they pulled out all the
Well,
stops.
Michigan State looks competent on offense if they had a coach for their quarterback. He just needs a lot of coaching. He's got raw natural talent. I can tell that.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's just a jackass in his head.
Well, okay, riddle me this. Your best defensive back is out for Michigan. Do you not, like, take a shot downfield a handful of times? No. Why? I don't know. Mm-hmm. That's offense number one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that whole nonsense in the game, whatever. Who the fuck cares?
I'm done talking about this.
Yeah.
Just depresses me more.
It's
don't-
not even depressing. It's just like it's nonsense.
We were actually at the bar, and I was pretty tuned up by that point. And she's like, we should go, or do you want to go? I'm like, yes, I want to go. And she's like, all right, well, no, you can sit and watch the end of the game. And it was just like a minute and a half left. I'm like, no, I want to go. And she's like, okay, well, you can watch it. No, I don't want to watch the end of the game. And she's like, well, what's wrong? I'm like, something's going to happen. I just want to leave.
It's like you knew.
Yeah.
No, literally, as soon as like State turned the ball over, I shut the TV off, and then I woke up the next morning and saw the skirmish that happened.
Yeah.
It's like, shocker.
And I was a little rude to her, and I apologized for it that night. I'm just like, I'm sorry. I said I just didn't feel the need to watch the end of that game. I know you were trying to be nice. Say we can stay and watch the end. The game had already been decided.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just want to go. That's good.
Mary asked me if I was going to harass you guys tonight because Michigan won, and I'm like, no, it wasn't.
As you
worth
can
it.
tell, we were beating ourselves. We're beating ourselves up enough.
I knew that would happen too, but
I have
nothing to brag about on it.
I have no trash talk to provide about it because like I took my camp to Michigan. They played a better game flat out.
Well, I'm going to admit that night the better team won.
She went to hand me my Michigan hat. I'm like, not tonight.
Like
Not tonight.
they shot themselves in the foot. No way around it.
Yeah,
More like in the dick.
Well, that too, but
that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
you know, and all the Childs had to do was like do like one read, like a couple read options to like keep the defensive ends honest, and they would have never like over pursuit ever again the rest of the night. It's just basic things.
I just
what are
feel
you doing?
he's so poorly coached. I say that like over and over again. He's
I
just.
know.
And you would think at this point, I get it. He's a freshman. I get it. Early in the season, that's excusable, acceptable. But then again, what does Michigan State have for a coach to help him? You know,
I thought
he's
some
got
really
the-
bad coaching decisions in that game too.
yeah.
Like call a timeout, don't take the delay game, which I thought that was almost on purpose. I wasn't really sure.
I don't know, coach. You know, I've seen a lot of questionable. Like the art of the timeout at all levels of football has changed so tremendously. Right. That's how it is now compared to how it
is.
used to be. Like
Oh, you're not kidding.
that used to be a big part of being a good coach is knowing when to use your timeouts, not just at end game situations, but I mean, there's times when it's okay to burn one when it's not near an end game or end of quarter situation just to get your shit together or to let your team know, hey, you're fucking up big right now. Get your shit together. Yeah. But nope, they just continue to let them sit out there fucking up big. And
Did it look like Michigan was like totally disinterested like in that first quarter?
oh yeah. Definitely.
I mean, if State would have like punched it in on the first drive and then get into a second drive, that game was over. But they didn't, and they let him hang around. They let him out the hook. Like plain and simple.
I concur.
It's like I wanted to be mad. I mean, I was mad at the time, but like after the fact, it's like no, I can't be mad. Like they just.
Well, that's just, I mean, shifting gears a little bit. Sunday, I'm sitting there watching the fucking Lions, and they've got this Mason Rudolph, who's a backup quarterback, carving them up for 150 yards in the first quarter, and it's 14-14, and I'm thinking to myself, what the absolute fuck is going on here? And
That
then,
was
of course,
alarming. That was alarming.
and then, of course, they shifted gears, and yeah.
But They need a pass rush.
Yes, they do. They do. That was very evident. That's very evident. And really, what the fuck is going on with Tennessee's special teams? Holy Christ on a cracker.
I've never seen that before.
Like 3 long punt returns. It was crazy. Or 2 long punt returns and a long kickoff return. Is that what it was? But yeah. Woo.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, that was one of the best run, return game I've ever seen. The blocking, everything was phenomenal on that.
That was awesome to see.
That was just a complete and utter ass beating by the Lions, which was good to see because they needed one of those. I feel like they need.
it was
Well,
like
not that they didn't lay waste to Dallas either though. They beat their asses like a rented mule too. So, which it couldn't have happened to a better team.
Yeah. And I say they lost again last night.
My God, they did. I watched that game.
Did you?
Ooh.
Yeah, but
San Francisco's not good either.
No, they're not. Well, that's a mass unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all NFL teams right now seem to be a mass unit.
You could even count the Lions as that. I mean,
On defense, anyway.
Hutch being injured, they got a couple other guys out. I mean, yeah. That's
So-
how the NFL goes, though, about this time of year.
Oh, yeah.
Want to hear go?
I would feel bad that our bye week was early, but I think it came at the right time.
I think it did too. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody tell me that I came at the right time.
Well, no, but you have heard that early.
Yeah. I've heard that's it before.
But I see the Lions. What the Lions play the Fudge Packers this weekend?
Packers. It's at Green Bay.
It's at Green Bay.
Packers are favored.
I'm not
And we
surprised.
We don't still know the severity of Jordan Love's.
I think Love's
hamstring
out.
injury.
From my understanding, I think
Yeah.
Love's out.
Well, then how can the Lions not be favored in that game?
Because I think Malik Willis is more dangerous, like running. I really do.
And that's what carves the Lions up. I'm not
Yes,
going to lie. Look
absolutely.
at IEC Baker Mayfield. Mm-hmm. And I really thought that Tampa Bay team was better than that, but they're not that good. But they soundly beat the Lions earlier this season.
Oh, this just in 3 hours ago.
Breaking
Jordan
news.
Love's MRI has no significant damage.
Oh, never mind.
Well, then it's better Jordan Love's in,
Huh.
potentially.
Yeah.
So what else is going on? I mean, it's not a sports podcast, but
Friday night was fun.
Friday night was a lot of fun. That was one of the best games to do. That's in my top 5 probably of all time.
I do got to say, as far as like listening to a game that I really have no vested interest in, but you guys were absolutely phenomenal.
Appreciate the feedback, by the way.
It was
Thank you.
fantastic.
I was having fun. I was
We
on.
were.
It was entertaining
Yeah.
to listen to, even without having a horse.
I feel bad though, like because I listened to like the last 10 minutes and like we did not say who forced the fumble and who recovered the fumble. I feel bad about that. But
I get it. I understand that. But
it was so bang bang though.
I don't think anybody's gonna. I called the referee out. I don't
did.
do that very often
But it was warranted.
because he called pass interference on something that was not
Yeah.
pass
It
interference.
was not pass interference. That was horseshit. I'm sorry.
And what the fuck was their coach doing on the field? Like twice. Like it wasn't a timeout. It wasn't anything. But the referee just gave him a pass. Like the play clock wasn't running or anything. Like both of those should have been delay of games or a sideline warning.
But like even like at halftime, we talked to the clock operator and like we're like, dude, like I thought like after that pass interference, it was like 1st and goal, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
They didn't like reset the downs or nothing. I'm like, and everybody's like, what down is that? I'm like, hell if I know.
They were so confused the last part of that half. But whatever it was, the powers that be and everything really wanted Alcona to get a score at the end of that half, though. Like it was almost like
What the dog doing?
Yeah, that's what
I don't think that Vegas has.
I know Vegas has nothing to do with it either because normally I blame them and usually I get a call from somebody like, "Hey, knock it off, trying to make some money here."
Get out of here.
You enjoy your kneecaps?
That's right. I know where the Palm Street studio is. Like no shit. Wow.
Well, yeah, now everybody does apparently.
World
Right.
famous. I keep telling you.
We keep sponsoring the red zone like this, we're gonna die.
I drove by the studio the other day. I'm like, "You mean my house?"
Phil, you're gonna have to like relocate.
Right. Go
I've got a big lighted sign going in.
Go to the witless protection program.
We should put the lighted sign in the window so that people know.
Right. Kind of like Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah.
Phil, you literally can't sleep here anymore. This is gonna be the studio and studio only.
Yeah. We need more space.
Yeah. We're just gonna knock the other walls out just casually.
Now with more space.
This will be Phil's room. Hey, Phil. It's time to do the podcast.
Come on, hiding. Come on now.
That's me coming out of the room stretching.
Oh, boy.
Oh shit.
So I did at the DJ gig, I did play a mashup song, and it went over very, very well.
Really?
Which one did you play?
I played the No Doubt one with I'm trying to remember who it was with.
Oh, it was no doubt it was fuck. We just did this one.
Yeah, I know.
Or not, it wasn't, it was
It was Gwen Stefani.
It was Holler Back Girl, but I don't remember the...
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Now I'm going to be angry at myself.
It's okay. I was angry at myself earlier today.
Was it with the Bee Gees?
Yes.
Yeah.
Staying Alive.
Yeah, I don't have anything in my notes from the weekend, so
I mean, well, like I said, we can talk about what happened earlier today if you want, but somebody's going to get pissed.
no. Yes and no. It's okay. It's okay. Football season's about over. High school anyway.
So on a good note, we're going to be out there doing some hockey
I loves the hockey.
Yeah, I saw that.
through the 360 Radio Network.
What's that? Tell me more.
Well, the 360 Radio Network is a cutting-edge online radio station.
You don't say.
Yes.
So where's it at on my radio dial?
It's not, but on your phone, you can go to 360radionetwork.com.
So I can't listen to it on the radio, but I can listen to it on my phone?
If your phone Bluetooths to your radio, you can listen to it on your radio.
Can you show me
Hey-o.
where it's at on my flip phone?
It sounds like a Cruise 102 commercial.
Yeah, I have a flip phone.
You do. But that's the world's most expensive flip phone right there.
It's a fairly modern one.
The other day somebody's like, you can listen to the podcast. What's a pod? You can listen to it on your phone. They hand me their phone and it's a flip phone. I'm like, you
No,
can't
you
listen
can't.
to the podcast on your phone.
Yeah, Phil, we can't have listeners like that.
You know. I'm like, well, do you have a computer? No, I do. It still takes floppy disk. I'm like, you can't listen
Oh
to it on
my
that either.
God.
It's a CNC.
Yeah. I said, do you have access to the internet? No, the internet's dangerous. And I'm like, it is.
I think I've still got my AOL discs.
Yeah, I'll put that in dial up. How long will it take to download an episode on my dial up?
Do they got MSN Messenger?
That's right.
Probably.
Yay!
Yay.
I was on Messenger. Just hit me up on Messenger.
My status is set to away.
Yeah, I'm always away. Oh, fuck.
I'm busy.
Maybe I can get the link in my chat room.
Do you post it on MySpace?
That's right. Can I find it on MySpace?
Is MySpace still a thing?
I don't think there's anything there, but hold on. Let's see what's there.
Investigate this. Investigate.
Let's add some production value to the show.
We should just start MySpace back up again. But would anyone miss it?
Currently on MySpace, there is a MySpace.
Really?
It's I don't know if it's a network, but let's accept all cookies. Why not? We've got nothing to lose.
Where's the cookies at?
Yeah. It says, do not sell my personal information. Uh-oh.
We did that decades ago.
It says sign up.
Joke's on you.
It says sign up or sign in, so we need to create a MySpace page.
We should do a P&A podcast page for
We
MySpace.
We will sign in. Sign up.
Make MySpace relevant again.
Okay.
We will.
Join MySpace. Getting in is easy. Use one of your social networks or start fresh with an email address.
We put this on TV.
Already have a MySpace account? Sign in. And we can sign in with this one that has a little F on it, or there's one with a little birdie on it, or there's one with a little mail, little envelope on it. Right. Apropos.
That was appropriate.
Apropos.
Why the hell would you want to use one social network to sign into the original?
Right? I'm confused by this.
Get Tom on the phone.
Fucking
What's
Tom.
doing?
That's what I was trying to think of.
What's Tom doing?
I couldn't think of his name. Tom. Yeah, Tom.
He's sitting on a goddamn island somewhere kicking back because he sold the company for $50 billion.
And this is correct.
Yeah, and he does not give a shit about anything social
Hey,
media.
Tom, we're trying to sign. I don't give a fuck.
I don't care what you're doing. I don't care why you're doing it.
Zuckerberg, that bitch ain't got nothing on me. That motherfucker still got to pretend to work. I ain't got to do shit.
I mean, there's a lot of facts to that.
Oh, Lord.
Nobody come to me asking for campaign contributions. Fuck them. I was their friend through all those years, and they shit on me and turned their backs. So fuck them. I was a friend to everyone.
How did
People's number one friend at that.
Yeah, no
how did Facebook take over MySpace? You could customize your page.
You could play
Yeah.
music and shit.
Yeah.
It was badass.
Well, we know that. I've seen this. Like, people are like, we had it all. Like, that was literally the pinnacle.
Yeah.
You could customize everything. Now everything with Facebook's so generic. You have to do whatever the fuck they want. You can't add music. You can't add anything else.
We're gonna feel the same way about electric cars in 25 years.
Right. Can't
Just
stick your
saying.
dick in their gas hole.
Well, I won't. I'll be dead.
Right. In 25 years.
Probably. Statistically.
Well,
The math actually checks out.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, as a white male, I should live to about 74.
Can we do a podcast at your funeral?
If you don't, I'd be disappointed.
Oh,
I knew it. I knew it.
And but you know, you are assuming you're gonna outlive me.
This is
wrong again.
wrong.
Sorry, Phil. I've seen the future, and well,
You're fucked.
Charlie Murphy. Wrong.
I was like, "Where is Phil?" And a bony finger pointed at a headstone. But unlike Scrooge McDuck, I just moved on.
Found another P.
That's the version I like.
There you go. That's funny.
Well, because he doesn't wear pants.
Right.
It's my preferred mode. So what else is going on? What all else happened this weekend?
I don't know why you think I had a rough night last night. Like, I was so confused by that.
So we did the game Friday night. Then we headed up north. Went to John's Bar. Had one of the best burgers I've had in a long time.
Really?
John's Bar and Munger?
Yeah. Oh my god.
I still got to go there.
Dude, the burgers there are so good.
I still got to go there.
So simple. They're everything they should be. It's like we've been using the same grill forever. We do them the same way we've always done them. It's simple. It's nothing complicated. She's like, you can only get ketchup, mustard, onions, and pickles on it. Is that what you want? I'm like, I want all that. Then she's like, order a double, though, because a double tastes better than a single, and I don't know why. She got a single. I got a double. Can confirm. It's the most fucked up thing. She's like, it's the same ingredients, but...
Yeah, but it's double the good stuff.
Right.
And they literally just... You buy it, you walk in there. They don't have a deep fryer, which is, I say, what ruined the STD, too. And they just wrap them in that wax paper.
Yeah.
And they just hand it to you and say, here you go. And you're like, fuck. And then you sit there and eat it and you're in heaven and it's wonderful.
That's nice.
Their prices have gotten a little... When I first started going there, I always told everybody, like, it's such a deal. Because I think their double burgers, when I first started going there, were like $4.50 or $5. It's like $9 now. But that's to be expected this day and age, I guess.
Speaking of
So-
the STD, it sounds like they didn't have enough help on Friday night.
Yeah. Where'd you hear that from?
I'm stabbing in the dark based on A, the results of the game, and B, it was done early, and then C, because of how the game went, everybody was going to relocate to the West End.
I went in there Friday night. I grabbed one beer. Poor Sarah was working.
By yourself?
Yeah, and people started flooding in. And I had 5 different people. You're going to have to get back there pretty soon and help her. And I'm like, the fuck? No, I've already had a long day. So I left
I'm
Irish
leaving.
and snuck out and went to Sandusky to the bar for a couple hours.
Good for you.
Oh,
And then I came back. She's like, where were you, Phil? I'm like, sorry. I'm like,
Somewhere
I'm
else.
really sorry, but I'm not cut out for this shit anymore. I'd already worked full time.
It's not
I'd
your
already worked all day
problem.
at my full time job. She called Rocky. Rocky came in, and then some people wanted burgers well done, and I guess he hockey pucked them. They thought when somebody orders a burger well done and they think that it's too well done, what did you do?
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's
So-
exactly what would happen.
Speaking of good burgers, have you ever eaten a bomb burger in Emily City?
Negative.
Oh,
Like,
dear
where
Lord.
we're in Emily City.
It's like in the strip mall there with Kroger.
K. Roger.
Oh, no, I have not, actually.
Oh my God,
I've seen it.
phenomenal. phenomenal.
So we're gonna have to go to John's. Actually, I have an idea, but my idea is always I pitch them out there, then we never seem to do them. I just want to load up, and we need to do a bar tour one day of like, and do a burger bar tour.
Ooh.
Go to like John's, get a burger over by Munger.
Yeah.
We could stop at a bar along the way, and then loop around and hit some bars in the Upper Thumb, and then come back to the Port Hope Hotel and get a burger there.
Yeah.
I hear that place isn't good anymore. It says they sold.
It's
Yeah.
not as good.
Yeah.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
Another nostalgic part of our youth goes.
So Baumburger in Emily City, we went there, and they had like this 10 slider deal. And I'm thinking like sliders, like little White Castles, right? So Mary and I ordered, it's 10 sliders, and you get 2 sides with it and 2 drinks. And it's $30. I'm like, oh, hell, that don't sound bad. And we get it, and it's like full-size hamburgers. Like packed with sauteed onions and ketchup and mustard. Oh, just ridiculous. Ridiculously good. I ate all 5 of mine, but I hurt afterwards. I hurt so bad.
Did you get the meat sweats?
Yes.
That a boy.
Yes. And dude, their sides are awesome. They had all these different kinds of fries you could get. So we got like a vinegar something fry and then a something Parmesan fry. And it was so good. So good.
Wonderfully tasty.
I didn't have many fries because I overdid it on burgers.
So Baumburger, we'll have to try that.
Yeah. Highly recommend.
We got to make it so.
It's got to be like a tour that makes sense.
We got to do our one of the. Now that it's time, we got to schedule before the end of the year. So at least I'm not a. Well, I'm a liar for a lot of reasons, but we got to get to our Ponderosa or Bennigan's or Hot and Now. But
I say we schedule that pretty quick because that's an easy one. That's Bay City.
yeah, let's do Ponderosa. Let's all go to Ponderosa.
And we could easily like record our podcast for the week in that drive.
Oh yeah.
Very easily. So I say we do that soon.
There's the Bennigan's in Saginaw, or where?
No, it's in Bay City.
Oh, Bennigan's is.
We could hit John's Bar on the way,
There you go.
I like it.
but not to get a burger. But well, I guess maybe on the way. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We're big eaters. It's not like it's
I'd say I'm hungry right now because I'm a fat kid. So
don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah.
The skinniest guy in the room calling himself a fat kid. What a fucker.
What an
I'm
asshole!
always hungry. I don't know why.
It's because you made yourself think you're a fat kid.
Okay, well there you go.
I sussed it out.
I mean, I'm always sweating like one. Is it normal to sweat on a 40-degree day? Probably not. Well, I am anyway.
If I climb a set of stairs, I do.
Right?
Right? I'm like, it's a scorcher today.
What'd you do?
I think I'm a little swampy down there.
Watching cops.
Yeah. Why all sweaty?
so-
Watching cops.
Yes. So, Austin, why don't you take us more through what we'll be doing here?
The P&A Podcast. The OG.
Thank you, Pericles.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you, Pericles. Thank you, Pericles.
Thank you, Pericles. Now serve him up with some liver and fava beans
Thank you, Pericles.
and a nice Chianti.
You know, for shits and giggles, we're going out to Bay City. We should stop at Old Callwood Bar just for the hell of it.
That was another one on the list. Hex Bar, Callwood Bar.
Oh,
all
I was
those,
just
yeah.
going to say Hex Bar.
Hex has
Bar.
good burgers, actually.
So we'll have to get a burger at Hex too.
But Callwood is a surf food.
No, you can get the redneck charcuterie there. Didn't I ever show you a picture of that?
I know exactly what you're talking about,
It's
too.
the pickled bologna with the cheese, the processed cheese, and then crackers.
It's the nastiest cheese you can possibly
and
get.
it's served on a paper plate. But she made it look nice the time we were there.
It was presentable.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Was there a nice tomato or mustard reduction sauce to go along with? Or?
Oh, she handed us a bottle of mustard, and she's like, "I got ketchup too if you want it."
Oh, nice.
God, we're really getting carried away here.
Right?
So is it ketchup or catsup?
I think it was the house choice cat soup.
Oh.
It's Callwood. What do you expect?
Well, that's true.
Yes, she.
So I have an interesting story about Hex Bar.
All right.
Yeah.
Go on.
So I was when I was in college, had a girl that was from up in that area that wanted what we called the Hick trifecta,
The Hick trifecta.
and that was a cow crossing sign, a tractor sign, and a deer crossing sign.
Okay.
The Hick trifecta. So she wanted the Hick trifecta. So a few of us went out to go fetch this Hick trifecta, and we lacked tools because in Huron County, they actually kind of round all the bolts off, so you can't.
They don't just use standard half-inch wrenches.
Nope. They round them all off. So we
It's not because they're trying to be secure. It's because they're drunk.
we literally, buddy of mine's like, hey, go to Hex Bar. And I'm like, why Hex Bar? He's like, oh, I can get tools there. I'm like, do you know somebody there? He's like, yeah, sure. So
He didn't know anybody there.
we let him off, and he goes inside, and he comes back out about 10 minutes later, and he's got a crowbar and a hacksaw.
What?
And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? How you knew somebody here? He's like, oh no, I just went inside to take a piss. I saw there was a work truck here, and I just stole him off the work truck. He's like, we'll bring him back when we're done. Oh dear Lord.
That's the
Yeah.
the charcuterie. It's on a styrofoam plate.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, we went and got
There's
him.
saltine
And,
crackers too.
we never returned the tools.
Never returned the tools.
Well,
that's funny.
We had to go too far away to get to a secluded
What the dog doing?
deer crossing sign.
Did you complete the mission?
Yes,
And was she happy?
we got the rare
Fake. Women are never happy.
cow crossing sign that was had horns and an udder.
Nice.
That's utterly ridiculous.
Did it have
Yeah.
the farmer with the little hat on? Have you seen? Yeah.
on the
The
tractor one.
tractor crossing, yeah.
Yep.
Farmer's got a little straw hat on.
Another optional one in there that we did not get in that area, but we would have gotten down here, is the Amish buggy sign.
That's a classic too.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah. So, yeah, I ended up cracking the skull open of a deer I hit with the car with that crowbar about 3 months down the road.
That crowbar's had quite a history then.
It did. It came in handy.
That's funny.
I popped the trunk. I got this deer flopping around. I'm south on Bad X Road, south of Bad X. This deer's flopping around on the ground. And I'm just like, oh, hell, I got nothing to kill this thing with. And I open the trunk. I'm like, oh, yeah, there's that.
So, what a story though. This guy, stop at Hex Bar. We'll get some tools. And he's just looking around casing the fucking place.
Oh, when we drove by earlier, he saw there was a work truck there. Figured there'd be something he could get out of it.
Jesus Christ.
So, yeah, he went into the bar, used the bathroom. When he came out, realized nobody's out there watching him. So he just rifled through the back of the truck and got 2 tools.
The poor intern the next day's like, they're like, hey, intern, go get the hacksaw. What the fuck, dude? Don't you know where the fuck the hacksaw is? It's where it always is.
Didn't you put it back in the truck?
The poor intern got blamed for it. Probably docked his pay.
Well, shit, if you're going to commit one crime, you might as well commit them all.
Yeah,
Well, that's
that's
what
true.
we figured. That's what we figured.
That's actually solid logic. That's very solid
Yeah.
logic.
It was good. So it was fun. I mean, it's a memory. Making memories.
Making something.
It was a good time.
Fun was had by all.
Once again, Huron County, folks.
The more you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, Huron County.
Mary said to tell Brian and JTK hi. Apparently, we're just shit. But
Wait. Are we actually like Facebook Live?
Facebook and YouTube, yeah.
Motherfucker.
YouTube?
YouTube.
What the fuck is YouTube?
It's YouTube. You watch it in the bathtub with a toaster.
With a toaster.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now everybody knows where I work.
You got to use a direct plug, though. You can't use the grounded ones because they don't work. They kill the fun, literally.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull my work ad from the TTS commercials because I'm so fed up with them.
Schneeburger, 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 Schneeburger.
Yeah,
I'm going to play the remix on Friday night. When
we should.
Schneeburger, Schneeburger,
You're doing the
Schneeburger,
cast?
Schneeburger. Yes.
Somebody is doing the Cass City game. Not sure yet. We're gonna figure that out.
I'm gonna play the Schneeburger remix commercial.
Oh my god, do it! That'd be awesome.
I like it.
What are they gonna say?
What are they gonna do?
Yeah.
That'd be the most advertised I've ever gotten.
Do it.
Might actually just make up about a half a dozen fake commercials.
You should. This is totally off the cuff. Try and stop me.
Try and Stop me.
Oh boy,
What could go wrong?
I see nothing that could possibly go wrong.
I mean, I really don't give a flying fuck.
No,
So this is the Tuesday episode. We have to remember that the Thursday episode is Halloween.
yes, I've sussed that out.
Not that it matters. I mean, nobody cares.
No.
I mean, I always shut my lights off, and so that way nobody stops at my house.
Well, dude, have you seen what candy is now?
yeah, it's fucking
fuck.
expensive.
So when I used to buy concession stand stuff for the wrestling team, I'd get a box of like 20 candy bars for 16, 17 bucks. We'd sell them for $1.50, make a little money. Mm-hmm. I looked the other day. Now it's $24.95 for a box of 20 candy bars.
Bastards.
And I about fell over for full-size candy bars.
Diabetes is not cheap anymore.
No, it's not.
And now, because I wondered when I went into a party store the other day and I seen that they were $3 a pop. I'm like, for like a king size, and I'm like, what the fuck? When did that happen? They used to be like $2, mm-hmm. and all the regular candy bars were $2.50. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, Jesus, this is terrible.
Well, it's goddamn big chocolate is what it is.
It
Big
is.
chocolate's just fucking with the world right now, man.
Yeah.
It is. They're almost as bad as Big Podcast over here.
Big podcast is cash poor and asset rich, though.
I need somebody to come help me set up my chocolate fountain now, and Big Podcast won't let it happen.
The big podcast is thwarting me with my chocolate fountain. What a bunch of assholes.
I need that chocolate fountain.
I'm just waiting because I noticed that person that threatened me and whatever keeps calling people out and picks a new target. According to him, one of these days I'll be the target. And when that happens, we'll just say I'll give you a call and we'll just do it on the podcast.
There we go.
How's that sound?
Is it wrong that I just kind of want to hear what that would be like? Knowing this person, I really do want to hear what he has to say.
I kind of do in this instance too. Like, all right, dude, you go on and on about how people want to hear what you have to say. Go. Like, spill the tea. What the fuck do you have to... That's what they always say. That's what they fucking say every time. All right, go. You have so much to say. You have all this shit everybody wants to hear. Let's hear it.
Is this on? Can you hear me? Yep, that's the look right there. That's why it's so good that right off the bat, we dove into things that you know a lot about, like masturbation and falling in the bathtub.
There's things I do all the time.
Yeah.
What are
Like,
things I do
at the
all the
same
time
time?
for 1,000? Yeah, well, episode 2 drink.
oh, boy. What a day.
Did you respond to that one that I wanted to like promote and you said in everything? I said, well, give us a full recap and synopsis and your thoughts on episode 2, then we'll talk.
I saw that. Did they ever come back?
No, they didn't. They
didn't
haven't
think so.
filed the book report yet.
No. Well, maybe they're working backwards.
They're like, fuck, it's going to take a long time to get to episode 2.
There's a lot. Did he mean 22 or 2 or 52 or 102? He's got a lot of 2s to listen to.
They're all terrible.
They are. That one's pretty good. That was early when we still had something to give.
It's back when I was funny, according to Cookie.
Yeah.
You're not funny anymore, apparently.
No.
You're not.
He says I've evolved, but I'm like, for better, and then he never answers.
Crickets.
Yeah.
Devolved, I think. Devolved.
Right? We can't all do the same things over and over again on harvest season there, Cookie.
You don't have anything new, don't you know?
Right? Trying to have new experiences, but nobody's participating.
Nobody wants to do anything.
Yeah, people are fucking... Yeah, everybody wants to go out and be lame.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's a new thing.
I try to spread a little chaos, and everybody's like, I'm not into that. Not really into that.
You know, I have noticed like a major shift in that though. Like people are not as they're not as much up for adventure as they used to be.
No one wants to adventure anymore. That's why we must adventure.
Yes, we have to adventure. They can live vicariously through us.
Well, and we've really dropped the ball. We haven't had an eating contest for a while. That's an adventure.
Yeah.
I think they're hot and ready. That needs to be the next one.
Well, let's do it then. Let's just fire it up, bitches.
I say we have Jeff make up the burn end bites.
Ooh.
And we have that as an eating contest.
But I don't want to ruin that, though.
I don't think you could.
You could eat. They're rich. They're really good. They're rich. And if you ate too many of those, I would get sick if I ate too many of those.
Yeah.
You'd have the shits for days.
God damn it.
I swelled up like a balloon after Buffalo Wild Wings with all the salt.
God damn, that was
Yeah.
a lot of salt.
That was bad.
Holy shit. No spice in the wings. My mouth burnt from the salt.
I couldn't even drink that beer. Like whatever bar we stopped at, it's like I'm full. Like I literally cannot.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
hurting. Remember, I had to
Yeah.
stop. We were at Steese's. I had to go in and try to poop. And I was just begging.
Yep.
I was in there like, I was praying to poop. And somebody beside me was like, you all right in there? I'm like, can you help me with this?
Then you just hear the door,
Yeah. I just heard the door slam and running.
hear like a roadrunner sound. Pew!
Or you hear a rubber glove snap on.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, well, all right, let's do this.
It's on,
Hey,
bitch.
You chose junior style. You got a mirror I can squat over?
Oh, boy.
Podcast listeners will get that whole
There
insider thing. When he had to squat over a mirror, Madonna style, and pull his own plugged up tailpipe.
Yeah. Pull the
I don't think-
potato out the tailpipe.
I don't know if I'd ever go to that extreme. I mean, I've never been in a situation, so
You know, an ounce of prevention.
I guess.
If you know you're going to punish that thing, you have some prune juice.
Right? Just to take some countermeasures, or
Yeah.
or for me, it's Coors Light, like
Drink-
that.
Yeah, well, that'll do it.
Yeah,
That's
Really?
a suppository in a can.
it really is.
Not for rectal use.
Although I found if I drink too many of them, the next day it's like if I'm dehydrated, then things go the opposite direction.
You like
Right.
yeah.
They like hit the porcelain and it sounds like a rock hitting it. You're like, Jesus Christ, that came out of me.
Don't call it the silver bullet for nothing.
Pew!
And if you're well dehydrated, you look like the Bellagio. Oh boy.
Just shooting everywhere. What else is new or exciting? I guess we kind of inadvertently went over gear grinds.
Well, yeah.
It was kind of vague.
Kind of a vague gear grind.
Well, like I said, I didn't want to get in trouble with anybody.
What more is there? There's nothing more to say about any of that. I mean,
I said my piece this morning. I'm sorry. I was so fired up.
Well, I've given you your out on that.
for you,
You don't need listeners like that.
Yeah,
Well, no, you're right. You don't. But
Well, you
I just ended up calling my own shot. Like,
you did too. I mean, I'm glad.
like when I was told, well, you can do this game and then we'll simulcast it on this, and I'm like, nope, nope, I'm not gonna do that. Absolutely not.
why and who would think that you would want to do that?
Right. Like, what the fuck is in it for me? It's already been treated like fucking dog shit all fucking season.
Right.
Yeah.
And now because you think that, we're going to play nice now all of a sudden? Like,
No, fuck that.
right.
It's got nothing to do with me, okay?
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with me, okay?
Yeah, it's got everything to do with you, though. Yep.
Oh boy.
Then yeah, let's travel an hour and a half to go watch one of the local teams get donkey stomped.
I just like to be double penetrated sometimes.
Yeah.
I love that drop.
What the fuck?
You didn't know that's a brand new drop?
No, I didn't.
Nobody's heard this one before?
I never heard
Oh,
that.
Adam said
I
it to me.
just like to be double penetrated sometimes.
That was you?
Yeah.
I forgot I sent that over.
Yeah, you said it to me, and I'm just like, oh.
That's great.
We were talking about something, and we were podcasting, and once again, I'd had probably too many Coors Lights in me.
Well,
And we mentioned something, and hence the drop came out, and I forget what was it pertaining to.
I was just going to ask you that.
well, I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I just like to be double penetrated sometimes.
I mean, it was probably like on this subject for all you know.
So it's going to be great because when I die, because Adam apparently is going to outlive me, he's just going to be playing that like
I like to be double penetrated at times.
right.
I just like to be double penetrated sometimes.
as I'm lying there in a coffin.
No
Gonna be-
cremation by spit roast.
Yeah, I do want to be cremated. Yeah, I like your idea though. I just want my remains spread, but I didn't say anything about cremation.
Right. Exactly.
Just spread over wherever. Yeah, that works for me.
I want to be taken up in a plane and my remains spread all over everywhere.
Right.
Oh god.
Just actually use a wood chipper and just feed me through. Take those buckets of slop and just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, no, if you had like a decent, it doesn't even have to be that big of a field. Just rig up a chute on the chipper and just give her all hell going down the field, and then you're fertilizing,
yeah. Then we're good.
and then you'll be part of next year's wheat crop. Or
Then I'm
whatever the
back
hell.
to the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
With any luck, they'll grow corn there and they'll make shitty alcohol out of you.
And they're like, "Holy shit, man!"
This tastes like Coors Light.
And sorrow.
In that order.
I'm usually a happy drunk.
But right now I'm sad, and I like to be double penetrated.
I just like to be double penetrated sometimes.
The minute he said that on that episode, I'm like, I have to grab that as a drop. And then as luck would have it, that was the episode I had to like piece them together.
Oh,
so it was
yeah.
really simple and easy to grab that.
It'll live in infamy.
Yes.
Hooray! Well, Greg will certainly look forward to that.
Yay.
I think it's quality. Maybe I can mesh this together.
I just like to be double penetrated sometimes.
Cookie hates that drop.
Yeah.
And then I just texted hot tub, and nobody said anything. I'm like, huh.
I laughed about it, but you couldn't hear that over text.
Right. Really, the laughs are very muted over text, I've noticed.
It did give me a chuckle, though.
Phil, you guys are like commanding like first place.
In what, bowling?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, we are. That's because I'm the captain, finally.
Decent.
Decent.
Those shirts are working out well then?
The shirts are great,
Oh,
yeah.
the shirts are badass.
JTK's is downstairs.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got his shirt. I need to present him with his shirt.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then I need to get round 2 of shirts.
Mine is probably going to fit me soon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. That's
It-
good.
I told him to go one of two ways. He went the one way, and it was probably the wrong way for me to wear it right now. But
So you got the athletic fit, is what you're saying.
yeah, yeah.
An athletic fit for a non-athletic body.
I thought it'd be stretchier.
This guy works out.
Yeah, look at that butt.
If I was to button it up right now, it would definitely test the tensile strength of the buttons on it.
Mine, I have to make sure that I don't drink too much before I go bowling because it's mine's on the hairy edge right now.
You could see you were sucking it in a little bit.
I had to.
He
Jeez.
stands up a little straighter than.
Yeah, it's like a boidle there. It's kind of like,
Come on, Judge, you're a tremendous slouch.
and I fancy I'm no slouch myself. Oh, don't sell yourself short, Judge. You're a tremendous slouch.
Phil didn't know he was buying team corsets.
Right. I don't know. None of the other guys' shirts look too tight on them.
No. Well, could you get one that would be too tight on JB? There's
Probably
nothing to
not.
him. Would you get a child's medium?
Schmedium.
Schneeberger Schmedium.
The Schneeberger Schmedium.
Maybe once he washes it, it'll shrink down and.
Or maybe
Right.
once he washes himself, he'll shrink.
Maybe I can.
Well, that's probably what
Maybe I
happens.
can negotiate if I play Schneeberger's commercials on Friday night when I do the Cass City game. Maybe I can get like 5% off on Speed Queen. That's right, Speed Queen. If I go to Schneeberger's.
Yeah, because they're the only place that sells them around. There's no place in Sandusky like Keys Radio that sells them at an even better price, I will say.
You're making too much sense.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, stop that.
No one likes factual information anymore.
Yeah.
No one likes factual information anymore.
Yeah.
I just like to be double penetrated sometimes.
Yeah, feelings, not facts. Come on.
Speaking of double penetration, a week from tomorrow or the day this episode's released, all hell's going to break loose. So, It's erection day.
Oh yeah, I was thinking we should have an erection special.
I kind of forgot about
great erection.
We could have an erection special and cover nothing about the election.
that. There you go.
Top 5 boner pills.
5 boner pills. Well, and much like the Washington Commandos, I see Trump's kind of throwing a Hail Mary because he's decided to just go fully off the deep end and embrace it. I commend him. I'll allow it, man. I think it's great.
You'd have to be crazy to want that job.
You would.
I mean, seriously.
I'm confused. Did something happen? Like, what do you mean he wants to?
No, he just gave a speech yesterday, and he really is leaning into the kind of craziness, fascist kind of Hitler kind of style thing and everything. The extremes. He's really leaning into the extremes, and I dig it. Like,
I don't know.
you might as well go big or go home.
Phil, I honestly don't pay attention, so I couldn't even tell
if
you.
you can't beat him, join him. That's
He
what I say.
plans on drawing out. But I also said this, and this is a fair point. I was talking to somebody over the weekend, and I said virtually, a lot of polls have this split, like right down the middle. And I said, but in my mind, that's got to favor Trump. And you know why? Because none of the majority of the whack jobs that are Trumpers and want to be voted would not allow themselves to be polled in any way. So
that is probably true.
That's probably true.
Yeah. Think about it.
Yeah.
I ain't answering your goddamn questions.
Don't answer the door. We don't know.
I think the only thing I kept up with is didn't he go on Joe Rogan's podcast?
He did.
Didn't it basically break the internet?
Yeah.
Ho Rogan.
It was a 3-hour episode.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Well, I'm glad I didn't have to listen to that.
Well, I've
I've
only watched a couple of highlights, and I mean it didn't seem like it went bad for him.
Did we put in our
But didn't
request to have him on our podcast?
I've put in a request for any political candidate, especially Vermin Supreme, to be on our podcast.
Hell yeah, man.
Right?
Are you familiar with Vermin Supreme?
Yeah, I've dabbled a little bit. You told that's who we endorse for the podcast, so
I think we should bring up a Vermin Supreme before we get out of this one. Let's I mean that is officially who I believe should be president.
So is his rubber boot made in America? That's my real question with him.
he wears a rubber boot as a hat.
Oh.
You're not familiar with his work,
No,
are you?
No, I'm not actually. I'm sorry.
citizenship through.
Yeah, you're going to get a free pony when he gets elected.
Yeah.
Oh. What the fuck?
So hang on, I got to bring this over so that the listeners can see this.
Yeah, there we go.
But this here is Vermin Supreme.
And this is our official plug for president this year.
Yes.
Through indentured servitude. Thank you.
Are you serious? That was Vermin Supreme and I at the DNC convention in 2016. Vermin's a perennial candidate for president of the United States with a platform of free ponies for everybody. Vermin's already thrown his hat or boot into the ring this year, running as a libertarian, and he joins me now. All right, Mr. Supreme.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Very
Pleasure
nice.
to be here on your television program. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for joining
Yes.
me. Well,
I just
we
flew
go
into the
a long way
airport.
back.
And you'll never guess who I saw.
Who did you say?
Mr. Joe Biden. They have him working for the TSA. Yes, in
That's
fact,
right in his wheelhouse.
Yes, unfortunately, he fell asleep while he was sniffing my wife's hair.
Man, Sleepy Joe,
I'm
you can't
telling
do
you,
that
yeah,
at
you can't
TSA,
hardly
though.
stay awake, so
That's
true.
true. All
So
right,
you
so
can be
you've been
fired.
running for a very long time, since
Yes, sir.
1987.
Yes, sir.
And you have a political action committee. People donate.
Well, it is a campaign committee, if you will. It's a 527.
Okay.
It is called Pony Up America.
Okay, so people donate to you, and then you use that money to travel around.
The more I can convince people to give me money, verminsupreme.com, the more I can spend. And yes, I've been traveling around the country to appear at
got a
various
fucking lick.
libertarian.
And it's a beautiful country, is it not?
It truly is.
Okay, so here's
and once
why.
again, it must only be spent on legitimate campaign expenses.
Right, like your boot.
Yes, that
right.
would be a legitimate campaign
That's a
expense.
legitimate
if
campaign
I were to buy
expense.
a pony,
Right.
that would be a legitimate campaign expense.
Okay, good.
Yes, it would.
So I have my opinion that there's so many Democrats running for president because a lot of them just want to do what you do, is raise a lot of money, travel the country in the warm weather, raise their speaking fees, maybe write a book, and network around, and then when it gets cold, they'll just drop right out.
Absolutely, sir. I mean, many people run for many different reasons, and of course, selling books and upping your speaking fee and gaining national notoriety is certainly one of those things that people do.
And I don't see your platform as that different than a lot of the other candidates. I mean, you have people trimming their nose hairs. You have people like working out at the gym, and they're doing all this crazy stuff. I mean, you and the rest of the Democratic field, there's not that big of a difference.
Oh yeah, I got to prove you're a regular guy and you do regular things all the time.
Right.
I'm just a regular guy doing regular things. I got a haircut once. Look at that.
Yes. There you go.
Sure.
Oh,
You actually
Jesus.
need a little beard trim. You should go in there and live stream that or something like that.
I think we will.
People might like that.
Well, Beto did that teeth cleaning stunt.
I'm like
Obviously,
sitting here
reference to the mandatory toothbrushing law.
Yeah, you don't like stunts at all.
Oh, no,
Then
no,
all of a sudden
because
Dickhead
gingivitis
shows up.
has been eroding the gut line of this great nation of ours for long enough and must be stopped.
You found it, huh?
For too long, our
Did you
country has
park
been
behind
suffering
me?
a great moral and oral decay in spirit and in sizes.
planning on
Our
leaving.
country's future depends on its ability
Sounds
to
like you're here
fight
now.
back. We can no longer be a nation indentured.
Since you
we
was up.
must brace ourselves. Our very salvation is at stake
right.
as we cross the
There
bridge
he
into the
is.
23rd century. May we become a
Mr.
sea of
Supreme.
Hey, to sit
Well, we just endorsed our candidate for president.
Vermin Supreme.
Yeah.
Vermin Supreme's our candidate for president.
Jesse Waters?
No,
No,
the guy with the boot on his
The
head.
guy with the boot on his head. Yeah.
A pony in every garage.
That's what he promises.
He looks like a gnome.
Well, kind
I
of.
think that's what he's going
I
for.
think, yeah, there's a free pony for everybody.
Is that a tingly he's got going on?
It is a tingly, it looks like.
That's pretty fucking
Right?
Yeah, I put my goddamn beer on the only fucking chair it fell.
Right?
Jesus.
So since Jason McConaughey just got here, we probably should get out of this episode.
We probably should.
We probably should.
We got more coming.
done already?
We got more coming. There's more episodes to be whatever.
To be had.
And I've got lots of gear grinds.
Oh, yes.
You didn't get them all in this first one?
Oh, I didn't even talk about my gear grinds in this first one.
I have a gear grind.
Yeah?
Yeah, you
I
have a
just like
fast
to be
blue
double
ribbon and a
penetrated
hole
sometimes.
fully clothed.
Well, that's because it's from 1977. Things were a little different then.
They didn't take clothes off back then?
No.
They
no.
couldn't. It's against the law.
Yeah.
What the dog doing?
That's
It's supposed to look old-timey, you see? Man, you see?
That was the most skin you saw on a chick back then.
Right? I mean, you see her clavicle.
And her ankles, too, right?
Right.
Holy shit. That's some racy stuff.
Whoa!
And hell, back
What is
in the
going on
70s,
here?
after you got the clothes off, then all you see is fucking bush, and then
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. It just
the happy with the machete.
That's a nice sweater.
It's like that time I jumped out of the truck and landed in the hedgerow. All I could see was bush.
All right, we're ready to get out of here.
Yeah.
Probably. For this episode.
Well, yeah. For today.
Okay.
I think that's what we need. Yeah,
Oh,
that's how we
shit.
do- That's
Okay.
how we do it.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to the P&A Podcast Express. He's Adam Filkins. I'm Phil Nickel. Brian, thanks for joining us. Always a pleasure. Welcome to the studio. First time here. JTK, our featured guest, with all the gripes and all the gear grinds. Much appreciated. Also, Jason, first time in the studio too, I believe, right? First time in the Palm Street studio. He'll be on future episodes, I have a feeling, and he'll have many gears to grind.
I've been on past episodes, but never been in the studio.
He has been on episodes before, so
It's tough.
he's not a first-time guest and not a long-time listener either, so he's got both that going for him. So,
Which is nice.
all right, which is nice, you know. So from all the rest of us here at the Palm Street Studios, make good choices.